What's up, nerds? Happy Friday. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. We are on D&D Beyond, Monstrous Companion, Volume 2, this 9th day of December, broadcasting live from Site B on SteamYard, which, as you know, I absolutely hate. Apparently, there's this thing called Monstrous Companion on D&D Beyond, where they give you free new extra monsters for whatever the latest product was. And this is Monstrous Companion Volume 2, Dragonlance creatures, which means there's a Monstrous Companion Volume 1, which I didn't even know about nor really care. But somebody asked me to take a look at these, so I'm going to take a look at them. It's a freebie. Now, considering D&D Beyond is the topic of the day in regards to, what we talked about yesterday and today about the direction Wizards of the Coast Hasbro wants D&D to go. We're going to be visiting D&D Beyond a lot in the future, I believe. So obviously, the first thing I'm going to say about D&D Beyond is it really needs to be come up with a way to navigate better. I was looking for this article for at least 2 minutes before I finally found where they were hiding it. It should not take me 2 minutes to find this, even though it's free, and I guess they want to maybe make you work your way through the site so you can see all the other stuff you can pay for. Oh, sure, you can get this free. But look at all the stuff you can get if you're paying $33 a month for this. So I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of this digital monetizing going forward with the future, which means I have a feeling we'll be visiting D&D Beyond a lot more than I would like in the future. And we'll probably be talking about the stuff you pay per view versus freebies. So let's take a look at these monsters. Now, mind you, I am probably the worst person to be reviewing anything involving Dragonlance, as I don't know the first thing about the Dragonlance setting. All right, so the first monster we have is a Dream Eater. This appears to be a medium aberration, typically chaotic evil, because you remember you could have good bad guys. Let's see. They come from the dream warp elven realm of Silvestri. Dream Eaters are violent manifestations of nightmares and subconscious terrors. The true appearance of a Dream Eater is obscured as the Dream Eater twists into a hazy form into surreal illusions of the foe's greatest fears. However, all Dream Eaters share one thing, a gaping, always smiling mouth which it reveals before engulfing its prey. Blah, 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 blah. The key to defeating a Dream Eater is not in brute force, but the ability to pierce its illusions. All right, so it's got some damage resistance. It's got some condition resistance. It's got something called ghostly visions where it can make people frightened. It's incorporeal. It's got some magic resistance. Did they bring back magic resistance? Oh, it's just, advantage or disadvantage. It's got a sonic attack, and it's got an ability called engulfing nightmares where it can make people experience nightmares. I would have just given it Phantasmal Killer as a spell it could cast, but I guess they have this overcomplicated version. Then we have something called Embers. Ember is a ruthless red dragon who serves the Dragon Queen Tahisis. In his service to the Dragon Queen, Ember has taken on many roles on her behalf, including that of a black-robed human member of the Mages of High Sorcery. But he is best known as the advisor to Dragon High Lord Vermindad, leader of the Red Dragon Army. Do we have a picture of Ember? Yes, we do. He is a huge chromatic dragon, chaotic evil. He's got something called a Calicent Ore. Basically, it's dragon fur fear. He's got a legendary resistance. He can wear armor. He's got a firestorm breath. I guess that is different than a fire breath. He can alter his shape, and he has 2 legendary actions, Pursuit and Searing Bite. And this is Ember. Then we have a Forest Master. Forest Masters are said to be older than the trees themselves. They're a wise and powerful unicorn who rules over the creatures of the darkened wood of Kryn. Okay. So this is a large celestial, lawful good, neutral good unicorn. It's got legendary resistance, magic resistance. It can talk to beasts. It got some spells. It's got something called Erupting Buyers, where it can make walls of briars erupt. And it has something called Misty Escape, where it can basically teleport. So it's a spirit unicorn, My Little Pony. We have something called the Foe Sworn. Foe Sworn are the spirits of fallen Solomonic knights who attend to their duty long after death. Armed with spectral armor and weaponry, a Foe Sworn maintains its martial powers it had in life and can call on magic and its fallen brethren for aid. Foe Sworn might be pledged to protect the family's bloodline from harm or guard a dangerous artifact against thieves, stuff like that. If it is destroyed before it can complete its duty, it returns within a few days, its strength and purpose renewed. So these are lawful good undead that I guess are the spirits of dead paladins. They have something called Duty Born, which means that you can't completely destroy them as long as they are locked into doing their chosen task. They are incorporeal and undead. They have spectral attacks, and they have a bonus action called Phantasmic Battalion, where they can summon a bunch of ghostly soldiers to their aid. So similar to Spirit Guardians, but not as cool. I would just give them Spirit Guardians. We have Irdra. These are a race. The Dragon Queen created the Irdra long ago. While most Irdra embraced the wicked creator's teachings, some of them have adopted the philosophies of other duties. Those Irdra who don't serve the Dragon Queen live in hidden communities across Kryn. They are distantly related to Oni and other giant folk. There are two types of Irdas, the Irda Seeker, the Irda Veil Keeper. Are these a player character race? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. They have an ability to change their physicality. It looks like they can make themselves larger. They can change shape. And they have something called Veil Walk, where they can turn invisible and teleport. Then we have the Idra Veil Keeper, who are illusionists. They have something called Mirage Flare, which does radiant damage. They can grow larger, change their shape. They can cast spells, usually of the illusion type, and they can create an obscuring mist. Then we have the Nevermind Gnomes, which I guess are the Tinker Gnomes. Back, even though people thought the Tinker Gnomes were stupid and they shouldn't have them in the new thing, apparently they are in the new thing. They live in the Mount Nevermind, which is a dormant volcano, and they are rock gnome tinkerers who study various scientific pursuits to create mechanical marvels. So we have a Nevermind gnome inventor, basically a tinker gnome, who has some gadgets. And we have the Nevermind gnome mastermind, who is, I guess, a advanced tinker gnome who can have all sorts of gadgets, including some kind of Dr. Octopus claws coming out of their back. We have the Thanoi Hunter. They are walrus-like beings who dwell in the frozen wastelands of Kryn. They sport thick ivory tusks, which they use to defend themselves. They are hunters. They can hold their breath. They have pack attacks. They have harpoons. Then we have the Thrag Draconian, which is corrupted dragon eggs that were created to create armies. They are foot soldiers, bloodthirsty engines of carnage. So they look like this here. And they have a blood frenzy, which they get advantage in all melee attacks. They have something where they die, they explode. That's always fun. They can go and cast themselves on fire while they're raging, so that they run around and they can set things on fire. And when something hits them, they can make a free reaction claw attack against them. Then we have Vermerard, who is the High Dragon Lord of the Red Dragon Army. He is a medium humanoid, human cleric, lawful evil. He is a 22d8 hit die cleric. He can command dragons. He's got a legendary resistance. He's got a special mace called Nightbringer. He can cast spells. He's the favored of the Dragon Queen. He has 3 legendary actions: tactical movement, fervent strike, and cast a spell. and he has a legendary weapon called Nightbringer. And that's it. So, having no idea about the Dragonlance books, having never read them, having never played in a Dragonlance game, and having not read the new Dragonlance stuff, I have no basis for comparison. They all look like pretty okay. I would definitely have rewritten a couple of these, like the Dream Eater. I would have just replaced Engulfing Nightmare with the ability to cast a Phantasmal Killer spell. This Forest Master thing, the Erupting Briars, I would have probably just changed it with Wall of Thorns. The Foe Sworn with its Phantasmic Battalion ability, Spirit Guardians, man. Spirit Guardians. This is such a great spell. Teleporting, spell casting, illusion casting giants who may or may not be loyal to the Dragon Queen. I got Tinker Gnomes. I suppose if you want to take your Dragonlance campaign into a steampunk Tinker Gnome type setting, they're NPCs. Then we have Walrus people, a barbarian raging berserker dragon, and a cleric who leads the red dragon armies with artifacts. I guess these are okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's anything here I'd use as a bad guy or a good guy. Tinker Gnomes are okay, kind of silly. I suppose there's something you could introduce if that's the direction you want to take your game, towards more of a steampunky type feel. Foe Sworn are kind of cool, lawful good undead cursed to do a specific duty for all eternity. I don't know. Review them on a scale of 1 to 10, having no knowledge whatsoever about the topic. I give them a 7. They're written, they're clear cut. It's easy to understand what they can do, but I do see some things I would have changed to get the same idea across without being overly complicated. So I give him a 7. Link down below. This is a monetized product, so there will be ads on this. So if that's something that upsets you, just letting you know. I reviewed him. And we will see more stuff like this in the future from Wizards and Hasbro as they continue the digitization of the topic product. I really have no feeling about this either way. Thank for the free monsters, guys, I guess is the best I can say about it. And it'll be interesting to see how this spearheads the direction going forward of what we're going to see on D&D Beyond with the new stuff coming out in 2023. All right, there you go. What do you think of the review? Should I have done a better job? Should I have done a worse job? Should I have not done it at all? Are you interested in any of these monsters and using them in your game? Do you not care? Are you buying Dragonlance? Are you not buying Dragonlance? Let me know what you think about this. Have a happy holidays. Have a happy Friday. I will talk to you later. See ya.